Hit for my wins, I need my ends. This life is real, if they pretend. Came off the bench, I get it in, I get it in, I get it in. Hit for my wins, I need my ends. This life is real, if they pretend. Came off the bench, I get it in, I get it in, I get it in. I'm on my job, I get it done, but you should know that. Shine like a sun, a 101, you should know that. I get the front and in the back, you should know that. No need to stun, it's never cap, you should know that. All I know, 10 toes, never fold, bang roll, on the go, ice wall, ice wall, ice wall. Hit for my wins, I need my ends. This life is real, if they pretend. Came off the bench, I get it in, I get it in, I get it in. Hit for my wins, I need my ends. This life is real, if they pretend. Came off the bench, I get it in, I get it in, I get it in. I miss my baby, so I hit them on the FaceTime. I need it all for them, so no, I cannot waste time. Facing these oceans, feel the water on my waistline. We trust the process and I only know it takes time. You can get it, got no worries, I'm gon' make mine. Going global, I'ma get it out the state lines. Paying taxes at a more than what you make now. Different bracket, eating off a different plate now. For my wins, I need my ends. This life is real, if they pretend. Came off the bench, I get it in, I get it in, I get it in. Hit for my wins, I need my ends. This life is real, if they pretend. Came off the bench, I get it in, I get it in, I get it in. Time to run it all. I wake up. Yeah. I wake up, flex, thumb down now. Check, no drip, this. Time to run it all. No sleep, no rest. Might crash, might wreck. But first I stretch. Time to run it all. I wake up, flex, thumb down now. Check, no drip, this. Time to run it all. No sleep, no rest. Might crash, might wreck. But first I stretch. Time to run it. 9 out of 10 roll through my hands, I'm by my lonely. Turn to a savage, now my baby wants to hold me. I love my fans, don't need no friends, I got my homies. Thought I could trust you, I find out you tried to zone me. I'm number one up on that court, I'm Nick McGrady. The first one in, the last one out, can't call me lazy. Put in my hours, send the invoice and they pay me. I need 6 rings like MJ and Tom Brady. I wake up, flex, thumb down now. Check, no drip, this. Tell 'em run it all. No sleep, no rest. Might crash, might wreck. But first I stretch. Tell 'em run it all. I wake up, flex, thumb down now. Check, no drip, this. Tell 'em run it all. No sleep, no rest. Might crash, might wreck. But first I stretch. Tell 'em run it all. Y'all gon' make me take that trip way out to Europe. I call up Nigeria, come through in a hurry. Those London boys don't come to play, you should get worried. One false move, find yourself, they getting buried. That's what the devil used to love playing those games. Made some bad decisions that brought my mama pain. I made a promise to her, swore that I would change. I'm on the come up, bet I live up to my name. I wake up, flex, thumb down now. Check, no drip, this. Tell 'em run it all. No sleep, no rest. Might crash, might wreck. But first I stretch. Tell 'em run it all. I wake up, flex, thumb down now. Check, no drip, this. Tell 'em run it all. No sleep, no rest. Might crash, might wreck. But first I stretch. Tell 'em run it all.
Good morning all. Hope everyone is well. Hope everyone is good. Happy Tuesday today. Day before FOMC. So let's see what we have going on for today. Beautiful breakout on gold yesterday. Just after, about an hour after NYSE opened. Classic, man. Beautiful structure. closed above, no random BS, breaking the high, giving you space to key level. Textbook, man. So that ended up pushing us into like a 280 pip push initially. And yeah, super clean. Now we're in a range, which is pretty normal, right? We had a big breakout, now ranging. A lot of guys will just try to sell this top here and get screwed. But the one was the buy. Beautiful to see that, and nice to see some volume come in. Yesterday we said we could either see it be fantastic or range. We broke out during NY, giving us the volume, and that's all you had to wait for, is just the breakouts. Don't be trading in any BS. So we have a bit of retail sales later on today. We have some Euro news as well at 1 p.m. GBP news happening in 7 minutes. It's minor news though, it won't really affect too much. But 1 p.m. is okay as well. It's away from our session. And then tomorrow obviously being the FOMC statement at late at night. So we also have CPI tomorrow for GBP, heavy day tomorrow, GBP CPI, and the rates from the US. So today, bit of retail sales here, and we have some CAD news as well, and that's about it. We have CAD CPI today as well, and yeah. Now looking at the charts here, start off with, I don't really need to analyze much here, but daily time frames bullish obviously, but I can show you that. We have broken previous daily highs. 4 hour has closed doji bearish here, more on the weaker side. So what I was looking for is, do we close below this notch or above this notch? And we've actually closed above it. So yeah, there is a case for sells, but obviously sells are not going to make sense until we break this range. If we're going to stay in this range today, then it's going to be simple. I rather buy from the bottom of the range than try to sell from the top, just based on how bullish we are. A fake out I would be interested in. If we see price kind of fake out, I wouldn't mind taking that as well. But if we break out today, I would look to entertain 90 as a target. Maybe a little bit before. London likes to front run orders at 90. So maybe 89, which lines up nicely with this wick. Maybe just slightly above it, 89, 500. We take liquidity from this wick and then reverse if we were to break out. Ideally, we come back to the bottom of the range and I can look for a buy from the bottom of the range until proven otherwise. If I'm wrong today and we don't range, then we will break through the bottom of the range and start to retrace this move. But I would kind of expect that more for NY session rather than London session. This mid-range point here, I don't really want to be messing around with too much here. Could easily bounce from here or continue down. I would like it to continue down from this mid-range so that we can come to the bottom of the range and then look for buys. That would be the ideal scenario in this sense here. So pretty simple analysis on gold. Getting a question, why don't I trade Forex anymore? My main pair used to be GBP JPY, very underperforming pair. Right now it looks like it's trying to break out, right? It looks like it's trying to break out, but we don't know yet. It might come back into the swing of thing. I'm thinking Q1 next year comes back swing of thing. And I just haven't needed to add another Forex pair. During London, some of the Forex, I could add something like EU or GU. They're a little bit boring for my taste here compared to something like DAX. So speaking about DAX here, we can see here we have a previous daily candle here closing bullish here, previous 4 hour candle closing bullish here. It is a bullish buy session and I'm looking for buys today. And actually the buys I'm looking for are right what's happening right now. So we'll see in about 4 minutes. I'm looking for buys above this range here to continue price bullish. So if we can close above here in about 4 minutes, I'll be interested in taking a buy towards the upside. Now, I want you guys, I'm going to show you a little bit of an advanced concept stuff that I consider myself. But this is kind of like our pre-session range here. We have pre-market range. If you look at yesterday, pre-market range kind of ends from around late New York here. So you can call this pre-market high here. It's our pre-market low. I want you to see this low being put in here and then this high being put in here, okay? This low, can everyone see what time this low was put in? Can everyone see that? YouTube, can you guys zoom in and see that? What time was this low put in? My time. Let's see if you guys can see what time that says on the charts. No one can see it? Not one person? YouTube, look at the time. There we go. Finally, one person actually working here. Everyone else sleeping. Should be banned. 4:45, right? 4:45, this low has been put in. What did we see? We saw then a bounce, consolidation, and then a move towards the highs during the session. What time has today's low been put in, interestingly? 4:45. 4:45 again, pre-market low been put in. Exactly the same formation. Bearish candle, doji, bullish. Bearish candle, doji, bullish. Same formation we saw. What did we see? Consolidation, breakout, all out of pre-market high. Where are we? Pre-market high. What happened after pre-market high? We continued bullish. So that's where we are right now. So if we're going to follow yesterday's momentum, we should be able to have buys above pre-market high, understanding that this low has to be respected, if anything be retested. What happened? We retested pre-market low in NY session, bounced from it, consolidated to make a new ranging market, putting in a new low. As long as this low is respected today, we are not going down to retest any levels, right? Which is also kind of common sense, but this is like your last bullish. If we start to break this market low here, it starts to look a little bit more bearish here. So essentially today I'll be looking to be a buyer if we close above here in about 2 minutes, because that would make sense based on yesterday. Now obviously price action could be completely cooked today. We are going towards FOMC tomorrow, so it could just disrespect all price action rules and this could not work. But as a trader and with probabilities, I have a more probability, I don't even know what's the word I'm looking for. I have more probabilities taking this towards the upside than I do trying to just wait for something that I don't know that might come or not. So that is going to be my plan here for a DAX. So we'll see how this 1 hour candle closes here in about 2 minutes as well, and we'll see how to tackle this. So that's the plan here for DAX. That's the plan for gold. So let's see what ends up happening and take it from there. So yeah, hopefully that breakdown was educational, some really good information in there. Make sure you leave a like and let's see what happens today, how we get volume, etc, etc. So much lines? No, it's because we're in a very tight range here, man. We have a lot of daily resistances, 4 hour supports. Look, there's a daily resistance here, daily resistance, daily support, daily resistance up here, daily support. We are in a very tight consolidation. It's a very messy place to trade, very tight consolidation place. We're not in these nice big ranges where we don't need. Compared to something like gold, if you look at gold, I'll only have one line. 2 lines, sorry. I have 2 lines on gold and then a couple of key levels. And this line I don't really need because price is all the way up here, but I left it on from yesterday. So essentially I have one line on gold today. That's it. And then a couple of key levels. So it's all dependent on the market conditions and where we're trading, because we can't just ignore levels because they're important. Levels are important. So we'll see if price wants to close above here or not. So yeah, if you guys enjoyed the analysis, make sure to leave a like. 28 likes, only 200 people in here. Get the likes to 100 so we get some volume. And let's see what happens. So plan will be to be a buyer above these highs. And let's see if we can close above here in 1 second, which looks like we have. Bottom wick is needed. So I'll be a buyer once we break these highs here. Is where I'm going to look for my buy here. Stop loss going to go below the range low here. That's going to be the plan. So I don't really have the best bottom wick on my broker here. It's a very nipple wick here. I need to zoom in. So I think I want to wait just a little bit here, guys. I'm going to wait just a little bit because it's a gap down, which kind of counts. But at the same time, I just want to see, maybe I shouldn't have waited, but okay, there we go. Now we might get that wick. And also my spread is untradeable. That just spiked right now. So I can't trade this right now, guys. I can't trade this. This is just wild. Look at my spread. That's just unlucky, guys. My idea is here, but I can't deal with this spread. Look how wide it's getting. I need this to settle down. I can't trade with this spread. It's just not possible. I'm going to be triggered up here on this line. So there's nothing I can do about this right now. Very frustrating. Very, very frustrating. That's so annoying. I mean, it's still super wide, man. Look, I mean, It's the exact plan I had as well for this type of move. It's just, even I don't really care with my analysis here. I don't care about that bottom wick in today's analysis here. It's very nice price action we have from pre-market low analysis. That should be the... That's why I changed to futures. Yeah, but futures you get slipped. I also trade futures as well. I have a futures account. It's okay though. We have range. It's just I wanted to be in earlier. Would it just be nice to be in before this high here, which is our 4-hour resistance. Which we can consider somewhat tested. For me, with this analysis, I'm happy with it, even if it's because it's a gap down. Gap downs are basically telling you it's a bottom wick. That's the meaning of a gap down. So with this analysis, with the 1-hour close here, it's very valid. And yeah, this is just very, very unlucky with the spread here, unfortunately. Yeah. I mean, I just can't. I'm going to be triggered and my position will go out to profit. So I have to now beg here, you know. Didn't have nipple, but it's a gap down. Gap down is like a bottom wick. Imagine this opened. Imagine this opened up here. That gap that it went down would be the bottom wick. It would be enough. We've done it before. And with my analysis here, we have so many positives. Would be a shame. So now, hopefully, we can get in on a retrace here. Spreads have seemed to settle down now. So that's what I'm going to hope for right now, is a little bit of a retrace here. Retest of the 15-minute is the only way I can get in right now. Otherwise, I have to wait for a whole different setup, meaning waiting for structure, waiting for candles to close, and maybe I won't be able to catch it. Harry, I have a question. Does your broker always take opposite positions? No, but some of them do, yes. They do hedge. You will see on the top of your broker, it might say hedge as well. That means that they can take opposite positions. It is more profitable for them when 90% of traders lose, but they have a whole risk management team to manage all of that. When I was about to take the position, I thought my spread was so tight that I could only see one line. And then I zoomed out on my phone and I saw the other line all the way up there. And I was like, what the fuck, man? Really, I'm like, oh, it's great spreads, man. It's a tight, full tight. Right next to each other. And then I zoomed out and the other line was above. I'm like, I have to check this on my screen, man, before entering. Painful. Let's hope for this retrace. I'm really set out on my idea today from my analysis, high time frame analysis, yesterday, previous range movements. If it comes back to entry, well, it's hit our first target, which is 4-hour resistance. So yeah, we take a risk. I still imagine it to push through here, but you see, we don't really want to buy on like a bearish candle that just blasts straight through the support into drawdown. You know what I mean? And we just reject 4-hour support today. Even though I'm happy with my idea, I do believe we have some juice to continue bullish on higher time frames based on my analysis yesterday. I want to see at least a reaction or something. It's not a bad move, 18 points, huh? 18 points is like not a bad move, right? We have to hope it does this little consolidation period it did yesterday. You see how we get this structure here? We need this structure right now. I'm trying to be part of this push here. So I don't have, because this structure is hard to get in on. And it's not guaranteed we get another push. Do you always put your entries on the last candle high even if it's very long? No, depends on, that's called a wick fill, and a wick fill has specific rules, right? So we have a specific rule when we're looking to fill a wick, because that wick could be a rejection wick. So there's a difference between a rejection wick and a wick fill. I'll tell you, this one right here is a rejection wick, right? This one here is a rejection wick, and that's easy to know because we're right at a 4-hour resistance. So we're rejecting a 4-hour resistance at the moment. So it's a rejection wick. And you can, wicks are candles on lower time frames. So you can go and study that on the 1 minute and you start to see, hey, yeah, you're right. 1 minute exactly rejected the 4-hour to the T. The bodies do not get more accurate than that, right? We are exactly at the 4-hour. And if you go check the 4-hour, you're like, how did you find that? All I did was take the last 4-hour candle, right? That closed and made us a resistance. So this is why higher time frame. So someone in the beginning of the stream was telling me I have too many lines. But imagine you didn't put a line here. You don't know what's happening. 1 minute looks clean. 5 minute, look how clean. 5 minute has clean range. 15 minutes is a beauty towards the left. Everything is nice and clear. Everything is moving. I hate this stupid internet issue, man. And they're still cutting this cable. Look how clear this is on the left here. Super easy day. Super easy day. But we're stuck. Why are we stuck? Because you have to do your higher time frame analysis as well. Problem is, if I'm gonna be a buyer here, literally it can retest daily resistance again. And this stop loss down here does not make sense. 42 points for 20 pip target. Unless I trade negative risk to reward just to get paid from my idea. That is possible as well. I don't really like to do that, but might be the only option. Unless we can just get a little bit of a pullback right now. If we create 5-minute structure, like obviously, but we don't know if this is gonna happen. Like if we create 5-minute structure, then close above the 4-hour, a little bit above the 4-hour, which is that 5-minute resistance, we'll have a whole separate setup, continuation setup. Yeah, doji candle would have preferred it bearish. But we're starting to see a little bit of a pullback. Let's see if we can come back and retest into here. If we can retest into here and start to leave this zone here, we can look for that buy, to continue that buy. So, but retesting nowhere. At least we need to retest this previous 5. Right? That's where we need to retest something. Because we can't just buy in no man's land. We want to be a buyer below this lows here. So, I mean, anywhere below this low is going to be somewhat okay. Because we have this wick to retest. If you're buying right here, it's a little bit more aggressive. You have this window of opportunity to go into potential drawdown, which is fine if you're running stops here. But the ideal buys are going to come from where my box is. And then that should also be the liquidity grab from the lows here to go and give us that push past the 4-hour resistance, continuing my pre-session range high. 4:45 a.m. push, right? I should be able to play out that idea that I've had. Good news is that candle is bearish on my broker, so that is good news. This candle is bearish on my broker. So we'll see if we can play above the 4-hour resistance. If not, then hopefully we get that move down. Retest bounce would be great, yeah. Also small 4-hour, yeah, but the problem is, like, with my analysis I just want to try to find, I want to be part of this move. If I wait for something above that 5-minute, I think I'm gonna miss the move. So I have to take that risk now, unfortunately. I should be in this already. If I didn't have the spread issue, I'd just be holding a trade in profit. And I can do anything. If it comes back to entry, I could manage. If it continues, I can take profits, whatever. Like my 1-to-1 on that position would have been around here. So I'm sitting like almost 50% to TP. So it's not a bad position to be sitting at. Easy to make decisions. You can watch how it reacts here. So the question is, do we get, because if we get the retest now, could be nice. We'll be able to get into that same position that I should be in. Right? If not, then I have to make a decision. Hey, I need to buy higher here. And just rely on this 15-minute candle close, which is fine. Because 15 is clean. The problem is I have to run the aggressive stop loss. That's where the issues arise. Because maybe I don't go with the aggressive stop and I run the stop below here. But now we have to hope that if we want to catch that this has to close above. Because if we continue to be stuck at 4-hour, we're just stuck at 4-hour. So there's a few things that have to come through here. Because this next close here in 51 seconds. Right? This next close here is going to be the 15-minute close. So 15-minute, if it doesn't close above, then we have 15-minute respecting 4-hour resistance as well. So we're still respecting closed doji. 15-minute is respecting 4-hour. Breaking this high would be a good sign for continuation here. But we have no bottom wick now. Now this is a proper no bottom wick because we have no gap down or anything like that. You can see it's just a proper no bottom wick. Spreads have settled, which is nice. Spreads have settled, but this is a proper no bottom wick. So I do expect it to make a bottom wick, would be healthy for price. If it just pushes without, that's one of the advantages of being in from here, is that we don't have to care about what it does now. Just manage it accordingly. So let's see. Just need a retest to my box, man. That would be it. That would also give us the liquidity to push through. We're trying now to give a little bit of a retrace. Let's see how it forms. So we want to see some reaction before entering though. We don't want to just enter on a falling knife. Right, entering from a falling knife coming from a 4 hour can be very risky, right? Good, we're coming into my zone now. So this is what I want to see. So now let's see if we get the reaction I'm looking for. So I think I want to be a buyer above this high here or something. Because it could come retest here, but my stops would be below the range. Alright, 5 minutes about to open. I want to see a bottom wick first, so I'm just going to wait here just a little bit. Oh man. That just jumped up there. And now another gap open on my broker. Man, I'm really being punished today. I'm really being punished today. Last 10 seconds, huh? Less than last 10 seconds. It can retrace from here though. We could get a last chance. You can just see I have this like no bottom wick here. So we could tap this resistance, flip, and then I'll be ready. If not, I'll just get above these highs here. It's not a problem. Man, see how good my fucking idea is, huh? What do you think about waiting for 30 minutes since it has no bottom wick? It's not a problem that it has no bottom wick. It's just a 5-minute candle. But the problem is it jumps up when it opens. So I'm going to be entered up here. It's too late to be entered up here. You know, when it opens no bottom wick, it just doesn't give me time because this opened up here on my broker. So I don't want to be in up here. My whole risk is not calculated for that. My risk has been calculated for somewhere here, like maybe plus minus 5 points or something I can handle. So I can't just randomly jump in and then be over risked. You know, you have to be patient because that's what really eats you up. I've had that before. You know, I've had that before where I FOMO'd in quickly, got in a position, and then it immediately goes in drawdown, and I can't even close out lots because I'm in drawdown. So I'm closing in loss. And then I'm closing in loss, then the position has to go back in profit to make back that loss, plus profit more, you know, and it's like super avoidable. You realize it's less of a mess if you just wait for something proper, you know? So the only thing I'm thinking about myself here for feedback is that, hey, if I retest it into my box, just press buy based on the retest. But then, you know, you're trying to catch a falling knife. It can be a little bit risky on catching a falling knife. I don't always like to do that. But here we looks like we're getting the bottom wick here, which is nice. So this is kind of what we want to see here. Is actually the bottom wick to come through. And then again, we need reaction because this is now a triple rejection from the high. You know, but you see, if I was in from here, I can make a decision because it's just at my entry. That's the difference. Right? It's just sitting at my entry. Actually, my entry would be all the way down here where this blue line is, right? That's where my original entry would be. So it would be like, no problem. I'm still in profit now. Let me see. I can make decisions. Worst case scenario, if I want to hold, I can start to manage below these lows, 5 points, you know, whatever. That's the advantage. So now I need to see reactions. Otherwise, if I don't see reactions here, like if I was holding this trade and I see it reject from the top, I can get out and then I can just enter from break of these highs again. Avoid this drawdown. Because honestly, it should have kept on going. So we're lucky though, because it's giving us nice opportunity now, right? So now we're getting nice opportunity because it's not just blasting through the screen, leaving us in the dust. So we're actually a little bit lucky today. It's not punishing us as bad. So what would I want to see here? Well, now it's pretty simple. We have 2 rejection candles from the highs. We want to start to be cautious now. So what I would like to see is 1 bullish candle form on the 5-minute. I can consider buying again. If not, I'm going to buy above the 4-hour and avoid this drawdown. That is my options. So even if a big candle comes through here and blasts through like this, it's okay. I can be a buyer up here and use this as stop because now we have 2 candles to form structure. I don't need to put stop here. It's going to be the same thing, just shifted up. And I can avoid any confusion in here that may happen. The only thing I'm tempted to do right now is enter half here. That's the only thing I'm pretty much considering, just to be part of the move and have possibly two positions. One position here with stop loss here and one position up here with stop loss at this low if it was to trigger. Then I'm in 2 positions. But I need to see this form. Right? So that's why I want this 5-minute candle closing bullish, because it will fill this wick, John, right? If the 5-minute closes bearish now, it will close exactly like you said. But I'm trying to bank on if the 5-minute closes bullish here. That's why I'm interested to be a buyer. Imagine the 5-minute closing bullish somewhere up here. Starts to look a lot better, you know? 30-minute would be a wick fill. Compared to us closing bearish here, right? So We have options though. We're not blasting through the screen. We definitely have options, which is nice. Do you have a bottom wick on your 1 hour? Let me double check. I have a gap down. I have a gap down. So it's sort of counted as a bottom wick. Anyways, leave a like on the stream for this analysis, guys. I don't know if you've seen the announcement, but Pip Labs version 5 launching 17th, guys. Not 17th, my bad. 19th, Friday. Finally, the date has come, Friday. So if you guys been waiting for that, we're excited as well. Is John the same one as yesterday? I'm not sure. Maybe he is. I don't see his messages though. Oh no, this is John in the group, man. This is a different John. Imagine yesterday that John who is hating comes and joins the group today and starts asking me questions after all of that. Would be funny. Full circle. What are the new updates for V5? Massive, man. Whole platform has changed. You will see it. We have AI insights, multiple chart features, new tick playing, new smoothness, new interface, new dashboard, new website, new programming, everything. Everything is new from the ground up. Very strong, robust version. A lot different than V4. A lot of the guys already on Pip Labs have been using V5 now. Hopefully they have been enjoying the differences. So we might get that, right? 5 minute might close bullish. And then we get that trade. Right, I'd still run stop loss down here. Give it some breathing room. 25 point stops are not that bad. If this closes bearish, then we just chill. Nothing yet then. We will have this 30-minute rejection as well. So actually DAX is giving some options today because we're not just blasting through the high. So now we have quite a few options. We have 15-minute setup 2 possibility, or we just have a buy above the 4 hour. So that's what's quite nice. So 2 options now. 2 options for DAX. So I'm glad it's forming like this, not just making it painful for us today and all the way up here. Alright, so 15-minute candles closed here. Oh, 5-minute actually ended up closing bullish. That is really interesting that. No top wick as well on this 30-minute. You know what? I quite like this. I quite like this. I'd be interested to be a buyer above the high. 5-minute close bearish on broker. It did, man. That sucks. That actually sucks. I still believe in that buy above there though, especially after this no top wick, you know, and the retracement we've had down. So you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna be just part of this market here as a buyer, but I'm only gonna go in half and then enter the rest on a second position, because we have a 30-minute wick fill, 15 close bearish, but the way that this is opened is something very interesting, because the way we've opened is we've driven down quite heavily here. Why do we need to flip and break this high if we don't want to have some bullish pressure? If we're going to have bearish pressure, we should just keep respecting my box, which is previous range, and then continue down. Any retracement should be only to here. Nothing should need to break here. So I want to kind of be a buyer from there with something in the market, and then try to add more positions up here once I can see more buyers come into the market and have more confidence with that. So then I can layer my position into 2. And if the first one fails because it's slightly more aggressive, then I'm only going to lose, worst case scenario, 0.5%. It's not going to be the worst, you know. But if this is actually going to run and I can layer my positions in, then I'm actually going to be able to build a big position here based on having multiple entries as the confirmations get better. But we know DAX has been what, guys? We know DAX has been really impulsive recently. So with DAX being really impulsive, I don't want to be the guy waiting all the way up here to take a buy and I don't get my buy and price just blasts. So that's why I want to be a buyer above here for at least half. Right, especially after this retracement here, no top wick still, it definitely interests me. Now, if we start to break through these ranges here, yeah, that changes things, right? As long as we respect these ranges. The other thing here is I can be a buyer from down here as well, which I'm even considering fully. Man, do I want to just take a buy off this support here back above daily resistance as my first buy? I spelled waiting wrong, huh? You know what? I'm gonna try something a little bit spicy here today. If we break above this high here, just a little bit above here, I'm gonna take a buy here with stops below the range. Okay, so we did break through it there. I had a little buy stop. So I managed to get that in on time. Luckily this time. So just snuck that one in there. So that's, I'm in for about, what is it, 0.4% here. This is my first buy there. So managed to sneak that one in there. Stop loss below the range. And now we'll see. around 13-point risk here. One-to-one is here, so that will be my one-to-one. Remember, 30 minutes, still no top wick. So I'm banking on this top wick to come through here. That's what I'm banking on right now, is for the top wick to come through. V5 launch today? No, I said launch, read the message, man. V5 launches on when? 19th. Guys, 5 minutes for gold. I have gold on my other monitor here. Could add, I have risk to play with. I'm looking at gold here as well. We have gold potential entry here. 5 minute is closing above on gold. Wonder if we should enter gold without the 15 close, wait for the, and just take it on the 5. See what 1 minute is saying here. Oof. One minute is tough. Depends on the bottom wick right now. Let's see the bottom wick here. Deep bottom wick, I'll take a buy on 5. If not, I'm waiting for 15. No bottom wick, so that doesn't help. Yeah, I guess I'm waiting for 15 here in my case. Need to see a top wick come here on DAX. Almost at my 1-to-1. We break this 1 minute structure, it's done. So I can be break even here. Where is that 1 minute structure? Yeah. So we have this 1 minute structure here, so I'm counting this as needs to be respected. So basically I'll just be able to hold break even. Right now I have my stop just below daily resistance to see if it wicks, because if it wicks past 1 minute structure, I'll be stopped out. Right, so I want to give it at least some breathing room. So I don't mind it going just a little bit past. But this 15 did not make a top wick here, which I don't like. So I'll be managing that here, but I want to keep an eye on gold while I manage that trade. So I have that on my monitor. So let's see gold here. Gold is closing where? $15 is closing very close to 90. Oof. It's closing at 90 now. So yeah, it's hard to take it on gold. You have to really push it here hard. Right next to 90. Looking at like 50 pip stops. Oh, we made a bottom wick, then reflipped. Wow. Okay, that could have been an entry on the reflip there. 1 minute came down, made structure, right? Made the bottom wick and then yeah, okay, that's nice. That's nice, that's nice. That's a good one. Took it on the reflip? Yeah, that's good, guys. Well done. Should look like this, your position, right? Where did you guys run stops on the reflip? I would have run stops back in the 4-hour range like this. About 23. 23. And then 90 is my break-even point here. You're almost at 1-to-1. That's the 1-to-1 there. You did under 15-minute candle. Let's see where that is. Like an extra 16 points. Yes, I'm in that trade in as well. Nice, nice. I got it in that entry. Nice, nice, guys. Nice. Yeah, that was clean, man. That was freaking clean. As soon as it made that bottom wick. So people ask me, Harry, why don't you trade 5, 6, 7 pairs? Because imagine you have a scenario like this. I'm managing a DAX trade. I'm trying to see on gold as well. I had to make a decision to wait 15 on gold. If I was locked in on gold, I'd take 5. So that's your 1-to-1 hit if you took it with my stops. If you took it with bigger stops, then yeah, just leave it. This thing can run to 95. That's the next target here is 95. After, okay, cheers, man. Take care. DAX stopped me out break even. So that was a good shot there. I was expecting it to flip, but just stopped me out break even. So I'll take the break even. Wait for another entry now after open. So now look for something. Came very close to my 1-to-1, but now look for something above here on DAX. But it was a good shot. Very close to 1-to-1. So that was my shot on DAX. I still trust DAX to push up here, but gold is a superstar today. Pushing very nice. Congrats to you guys. What is this here? Close above your key level there. Yeah, depends on your broker here. That 5-minute was the one, man. That was a sick one. That 5-minute, how it came down, made that bottom wick. Yeah, that's exactly what you want to see. Pop, and then re-break high. Then you can trail. As soon as it comes below your 1-to-1, close, leave a runner. Would be worth it, actually, to try a runner. More trades on gold depends if it straight pushes or pulls back. If it pulls back, we get more trades. Straight pushes, then you just have to hold your runners, right? Hold your runners. I got that gold trade, very nice. Got in on the flip. Yeah, it was not bad, that one. I got gold late and caught some tiny profit B. Same with DAX. Can't trade 2 pairs same time. Yeah, so that's why people talk about me when that's why people talk to me about, hey man, why don't you trade 6, 7 pairs? It's just not possible. You need to, for like today 2 pairs. We had 2 setups going on at the same time. You have to manage between both. And if you don't concentrate, then you might lose on the other one and then win on this one and end your day break even, which is even worse. You know, especially when you have a winning position. So you need to always concentrate. If you see a setup, focus on that setup regardless of what's going on the other markets, because you need to focus in on that one setup. So if you were planning to take gold today, focus on gold. If you were in a position before gold, then you can focus on that position and just try to get another entry by, like me, say, okay, maybe wait for 15. You wait for 15, then at least it's going to be more of a calmer entry, right? More of a calmer entry. The DAX hit TP, I was about a couple of points from 1-to-1. Actually, we're getting a retracement here. We can see if we can get more entries. I was a couple of points from a 1-to-1. I just closed out at entry, like I said. I showed on stream. This one here. So a couple of points. My 1-to-1 was just here where that flip was. Technically on my broker it made a top wick, tiny. But I was expecting the drive after the top wick. That was the idea, but it looks like DAX is just no volume. All the volumes come to gold here. But the volume could come here on DAX in a little bit here. So if I see this create a bullish candle here, I'll still be a buyer. Now I'm going to be a buyer above this high here. So if I see something leaving this high, I can look to take a buy. I was actually looking for a 1 to 2 on this position. I was looking for a 1 to 2 risk to reward. I could make a decision to close something at, but it's not worth it. So I was looking for 1 to 2 based on my risk. I didn't take profits on gold and got B hit. I'm so mad at me. Stupid mistake. Should not make. That's why once it passes your 1 to 1 trail. Trail, if it gets below, at least close half, at least. If you're trying to leave a runner. Because it sucks, man. You know, there's days where it really runs, but if you study the days it runs, it's very easy to hold this type of position. Very easy. You never get deep retracements. Like, look at this. I want to show you this trick here. And you'll be shocked. Here's the breakout yesterday. Not one 5-minute candle broke its previous low. Respected, 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 respected. Low, respected, respected. Respected, respected, respected. Except for this one here. But by the time you reach here, you're already up like how much? Let's have a look. 130 pips. You know, we can't complain, right? We can't complain. So in this scenario, when we're already breaking lows immediately, it's done, you know? It's done. So you really don't want to be greedy, especially in a London session as well. I won that gold trade. It was around 7 p.m. Yeah, it was sick, man. An hour after NY Open. Gold has been very rewarding here, man. Gold has been wonderful to trade. Really, this is a gift, guys, that you were getting this before FOMC. Normally, it's really rangy, really shit. So really take advantage of this and be happy that you're seeing this, because FOMC can be a mess. Tomorrow can be a mess. So take advantage of this now. Even NY session today, take advantage of NY session today. If it starts to push well, and tomorrow come into the market extremely calm. Don't try anything silly tomorrow. Because since it's pushing so well these before, it's very likely that we might see some more complex price action tomorrow. So we have 1 hour close in like 5 minutes. Even for Asia, you reckon? See where price is by Asia. Because if price pushes in New York today as well, you're done by Asian. You know, Asian just gonna range, man. If you don't get a New York push, yeah, you could see at Asian what's happening. You're out break even as well, was waiting. Yeah, don't be greedy, guys. Remember, 90 was our target for the day. So anything past 90 is positive, guys. You know, so as long as we stay above 90, we can think about 95. But otherwise, that's it. Trying to look for some maybe potential 1 minute strat here. But we are not forming the structure I want to see for 1 minute strat. $95 is our next max target for today, 95. But what we want to see here is we want to see this is too big of a pullback. So we want to see one more pullback, internal range pullback, and then a close above. If we just take it here, break of high, we're asking for a slap, and it also doesn't make sense for stop loss if 95 is our target. I honestly think price will probably front run 95 by a little bit here. Maybe 94.5, we see a retracement. Potentially, I don't know. We have some good volume, but I want to be in a position that I can take profits at 94.5. If I could take profits at 94.5, it would be better. Can you do GJ analysis? Yeah, I'm just locked in on gold here. I want to just see how it develops last 3 minutes going into the open. Open, I could have a little bit of a scalp here on the open if it forms some price action. So I just want to focus on that, not be distracted. Anyways, great information this stream. Hopefully you guys have been following along for gold trade, following along for how I analyze DAX. DAX, I'm still keeping an eye on. Keep an eye on that as well. I have it on my other monitor. I'm still looking for my buy to continue here. We're slowly just grinding out these lows. If we can get back above here, this 15-minute resistance, I can look for buys again with more confirmation after the open here. I'm just scared about this 1 hour closing bearish. That's the only thing that I don't like about this position. Otherwise, 15-minute would look pretty good if we can end up flipping, which would be a little bit higher and some more work it has to do. But you can imagine what I'm trying to view here. Us getting back above that 15 would flip the 15, close the 1 hour bullish as well. So let's see how that forms there. And then now I'm keeping an eye on gold, right? We don't want to just randomly buy the high like this right here. It's going to be very risky here. Very risky. I mean, you can take a gamble and just rely on volume, but it's not my style. It's really not my style. If I'm going to take a gamble, I take a gamble on this 1 minute candle. But I'm not going to be able to buy that 1 minute candle. Why? Because the way it opened. Here's the last minute before the 1 hour close. So the only way we can enter on gold now as a quick scalp to 95 is we see the 1 hour open, big bottom wick, no top wick. We enter on flip, catch 10-15 pips, call it a day. If it flips bullish 5-6 pips, come back to entry, leave it. Even if it goes later, we're buying at highs of highs, man. Highs of highs. Right, so we have no top wick here on the way we've opened here. 95 is just above head. So if we can just come a little bit deeper, we can try a quick scalp with 1 minute structure here. So what we'd want to see here is we play the 1 minute as well, meaning here's our bottom wick coming through. We need a close above this 1 minute structure to give a push up here. We run stops below the 1 minute structure. Impulsively, I can take a buy here breaking this high, but you need immediate push. If price breaks the high and starts to retrace and starts to get below, you have to take a tiny loss here of something like 2.9, 3 points. 3 pips, sorry. Because you really need an immediate push after that type of thing. That is your only way to get in these conditions right now. Any other way would mean waiting for significant structure, significant pullbacks, stuff that's actually going to give you a chance, which might happen, but we don't know. So that's why I'm laying out everything here, all the possibilities. So for me, I'm either going to look at how close we are to 1 minute structure. If the 1 minute is breaking the high with like 50 seconds left, I probably will rip it really aggressive. If it doesn't move, I'm out, right? Max I'm losing here is two pips, which is nothing for the opportunity to make at least 10, 15 pips here and call it a day. If we retrace deeper, then it's a whole different setup. Now we're waiting for proper structure. We're waiting for proper, candles to form. It's a different game if we start to retrace deeper. So all we're trying to do is capitalize off this momentum, right? Oh shit, I forgot about DAX. What happened on DAX? Okay, dumped DAX. Wow. What a dump here for the open here. So there's good management on my side here. 15-minute ended up closing below the range, giving you this. Wow, that's actually a trade here. But we're bullish bias if I'm not mistaken. Did that close below? I don't know. It's very, very tight close below. Buy the lows again? No, because now we actually broke structure. When we're buying from here, we didn't break structure. we're respecting structure. Interesting move on DAX, disrespecting yesterday's price action. It feels wrong to buy gold at these highs. You have to be really, really, really aggressive here. But hey, man, it's our job. Gold feels exhausted, slow moving 1 minute. Yes, that's the problem. We wanted to catch momentum. Momentum is dying slowly. But you know, the thing with gold is it's like a switch. It can immediately switch on again. As long as it doesn't break this 1 minute structure here, it can switch on. If it breaks this 1 minute structure, I feel like we're going into a different retracement here. You're not interested in Euro USD? No, I'm not trading USD, Euro USD, but it sounds like you are seeing price being bullish above previous daily high, making higher highs. Sounds good, man. Sounds good with that. 30 seconds for this candle here. Do I rip it, break off high, or wait 26 seconds? This is the question here. I think I'm going to play it safe. I know I can miss the move, but I'm going to wait for close above. I know I can miss the move, but I don't care because I really am not in the mood to gamble here. So it's trying, so I still will be on the side of waiting for a close. Five-minute thunder is all open as well here, huh? Thunder aggressive stop loss. I wonder. Thunder with aggressive management here. Break the high. If it retraces, get out. That's your only option right now. If it breaks this high, has to straight push. If it doesn't straight push, you get out immediately. Stop loss here, you can run 15 pip stops. You're looking just to push past 95, you're hard break even. This is the really fast trading. You know, you're really squeezing market in these conditions. If you don't know what you're doing, please don't do anything because you're really just gonna mess yourself up in these conditions. I used to mess myself up. I had to practice these type of entries to get good at them, you know. Now we have this 1 minute. You can even run stops below this 1 minute once it breaks the high. Risk only, you know, a little bit. You have to be fast. Again, if it breaks this structure down here, the whole thing is over for now. So please keep in mind how fast you have to be managing this position. This is not something you can do liberally here, huh? Breaks the high and your buy stop, boom, you're triggered. You see blue. The minute that blue starts to come low and lower, get ready to press the close button. You can't press the close button, not a position to take for sure. If 5 minute close is bearish again, invalidates the position, whole new different setup. Because we're trying to catch what? Momentum. When you're trying to catch momentum, what are we seeing right now? Slowing of momentum, right? So sometimes the last 10 seconds of the candle, momentum can come in. But if momentum doesn't come in last 10 seconds of the candle, 2 5-minute candles close bearish, different setup. Different setup, momentum is kind of exited the market, right? So it's looking like that case. Interesting retrace here on DAX, man. Back to weekly support here. Wonder if this is a good spot to buy. It does look very juicy here, man. Shit. If I see 5 minute change of structure here, set up 5, then I'm very interested. I'm very interested. I wonder if one 5 minute candle will be enough with a setup 5 on 1 minute. We've seen that. Buys from the bottom of the range have been great. Yeah, they have, man. And this has been a key zone now, weekly support. I mean, it's a prime buying spot. Let's see how this 5 minute close in 4 minutes. But I'm interested in a buy here. Maybe just based off this 5 if we can close back inside the range. See this range here? Close back inside the range. At least 1 minute create some sort of structure now. You know, just I need to see at least one 1 minute structure. And then boom. So yeah, I'm just going to go toilet before that move happens. Give me a sec. Still no 1 minute structure here, so it is a bit alarming here. It could bounce play here for sure. We could see a bounce play, but I'm looking for at least 1 minute structure. I'm not just gonna... I mean, I love the zone and it's really reacting off my zone nicely, but I need something at least. Come on, DAX, something. Give me something that tells me I'm not just gambling the lows here. I mean, I could gamble the lows and put stop loss wide. Maybe below previous structure, 630, something like that. But that's not my style. Maybe like 40 point stop loss. Not my style. Okay, now we look like we're making some structure. This wick has not tapped the resistance yet, so we could try the wick fill. Depending on the bottom wick here. And again, we have to close above this line. This is also a 15-minute resistance. It is both. And this is why I like to wait for closes. So I'm out of this confusion. Right, let's see the bottom wick here form. Not bad, bottom wick. $21 points. Yeah, we'll give it a shot a little bit above the highs. Oh, I missed my entry, boys. Maybe if it comes down, I'll get an entry, but I didn't have time to press the button. Yeah, it's coming down. It's not that far off. So I can still get in. So yeah. I got it there. Once we break the high, I can move stops to break even. Man, we were so close to breaking the high there. Just struggled a bit. That's crazy. Hopefully this doesn't flip and break low. Let's see. Will we retest this low? I can't even manage that open no top wick as well. Man, we were so close to breaking that high. That's my break-even point. Can you believe that? Ah, that was micrometers from the high, boys. Micrometers. What was that? Yeah, this is most likely, unless we react from this box again, probably going to be stopped out. 0.9 from my break-even, man. Unlucky with that. Unlucky. Unless we react right now, 0.9 is really, really close to my break-even point. So we're still in the range though, still respecting the range. close for comfort, I'll tell you that much. Too close for comfort. But it's not over yet. It's not looking good. This should have just snipped the high and then I get break even and we could have been out break even. But let's see. Let's see how we react here. Not gonna push up now and push all the way back down. That would be crazy, huh? No way we have this price action today that we finally survive and then it's just gonna retrace the whole move. Man, whack before FOMC. That's just whack. Literally back inside the range and everything, and then next candle retrace the move. Now we're back up again. Ping ponging. Ping pong. Can we avoid the ping pong, please, Dax? And get some legit volume. Seems not. I'm holding DAX. I don't mind holding. I just don't like my stop loss to hold. We need to break this high. Ping pong. There we go. If this gets back to entry, I'm closing half at entry, guys. If it gets back to entry, closing half at entry. I repeat, if this gets back to entry, I am closing half at entry. Managing my position. After this push, we shouldn't need to. Oh, what's this 1 minute open? No, come on. See, I'm still above entry here. When does this 5 minute candle close? A couple of minutes. 2 minutes 43. Still above here. Still doing okay. Harry doesn't know how to trade. He blew my account. How have I blown your account with a trade in profit, man? Wake up. Come on. It's time to concentrate. Put proper risk management, proper stop. How have I blown your account with proper stops? Now I'm about to hit fucking TP, boys. Let's go. Come on. Come on. Let's go. Give us the push now. Don't be gay like this, man. No. Still above entry. All right, closed half there. Closed half there. So I only got out half. So manage half, we'll manage the rest based on this 5-minute close. Yeah, break of high should be break-even point, but I like the way we pushed here. I don't like this retracement, but I'm out half, so I only lose 0.5%. I had half ready. I could have closed full, but I had half ready. It was an option to close full. I can see Bram close full instead. But I said 1 minute till the 5 close. Let me see the 5 close. Yeah, we're just ranging for now. So maybe 0.5% loss will be here. I didn't want to be too tight on risk, especially when the 1 minute made a new high here. 1 minute made a new high. But I guess it was right at. It just looked weird on my broker. Did I catch me out on broker? Let me see. No, still. All right, 0.5%. So well managed, well managed. Some of the guys close full, just no volume here. Post FOMC, no volume, it's okay. Gave it a shot here. I really liked the way that we were retracing. We rebroke the high. Yes, I could have gone break even there, but I'm not scared. I'm not scared to take a loss in this type of position here. Only 0.5%, right? Remember, management is fine. If you wanted to close full, you can close full as well, right? So there's two options. Actually, sells wouldn't be a bad idea after this retracement here. I should technically be a seller after that. That's the crazy thing here. Is technically I should be a seller after that type of retracement, you know? But anyways, I'm not going to keep jumping into trades pre or FOMC here and mess myself up. You know, I don't think that's always a good idea if you ask me. But that's fine. How many points was that? 21? Yeah, not bad. Yeah, these cells didn't look that bad. Yeah. There's still liquidities to the left. That's why your trade failed. No, not exactly. It's, you know, it depends on multiple factors of stuff like that. Of course, ICT traders are gonna have their opinion as well. I'm always gonna be, and my trade didn't fail. I just didn't manage it back at entry once it broke the high. Technically, I did say break of high should be my management point, and that's where I go break even. It happened very fast. I really thought after that deep liquidity grab 1 pip from my stop loss, I should be holding this trade. You know, it's a very common mistake, and I used to make it as a beginner, is that as your position goes in drawdown, you lose trust of your position. You start to feel like, shit, this shit is not going to play out. I'm getting stuck. I need to get out as fast as possible. And as it goes back into profit, you hesitate and you say, I need to close the minute it comes back to entry. And I always used to do that and end up losing out on profits because I always used to be scared out of my position. So think about it. I would go through all the drawdown, sit in all the negative, wait, position would come back in profit. I would get scared and say, I'm out, closing my position. And then boom, it would hit TP and play my idea. So instead, what I can do is just manage my trade and then do that better. Right? That's what I can end up doing. I actually did take those sells. Had to go. It was too juicy, too fast. Now we need to manage it. Here I can end my day break even if I close right here. Actually, no, a little bit in profit actually. Let's do it. End day in profit. Boom. Fair enough. Did you take it like this? Yeah, like that. But I put stop loss. Back inside of the range here. Expecting this not to close inside. So not inside of the range. Above this. See, yours is above the wick. Mine's above the body. So just here. Here. Then I closed out here. $22, not bad. So I messed my wrist up a little bit. I was risking a little bit less than I should have been to be able to get 0.5%, but I'm about 0.2% profit there. Total for the day. Should have been 1% there almost. But ended up closing around 22 points. Stop loss was, I was risking 0.9. I had to calculate fast. Today is a lot of shit happening in the market. DAX is going nuts today. 11.10. Sometimes when market moves fast like this, you just need to know what you're doing yourself. Otherwise, it's very hard to catch. And I had a break even as well. I need to put that in the journal as well. 3 trades today. Now DAX buy? No. The only buy we had the shot is where I tried to take a buy. That's where we had a shot. Apart from that, was not very valid. Tried to bounce it, but then we had this nice close below weekly support. That should be the next thing. Just happened really fast. Had to make decisions fast. Let's post this up because this is an interesting day. I want people to learn from this. This is what's important. I know there's only, how many people left? 286 left on stream. Most people dropped after the first one. But this is why you have to be, sometimes you just need to go for it. Maybe I should just bring up a terminal would be better. Then I don't even need to announce things. Because I kind of feel like a signal caller every time I have to London business today. Kind of feel like a signal caller every time I have to call things. If I just took them by myself on a terminal and not said anything, I can also just show and not be called names and stuff like that. So you see how that looks. Losses apart? No, I didn't lose though. I made it back, look. I'm in profit for the day now. So I want to explain this to you all so you can learn. That's why I took this, so it's a big screenshot. So that's the first position we took, right? Took that long there, boom, stopped, and then the second position. This long I was only in half. So I messed up risk. So I only would have made 0.5%. I carried over some of that risk to the next one, so I didn't have to close. I only would have made 0.5%, which kind of sucks because I kept my same lot size from the first position I take. But it was too late. I pressed enter. I was panicking a bit when the position came. Why was I panicking a bit? Because I thought I was going to miss it. So instead of fuffling around with my lot size, I'm like, need to get in half at least. So I pressed the button. If I played out 0.5%, so what? Then as we came down here and we came back up, that's where I announced I'm going to close half, right? Because that would have been my plan, close half at entry. But obviously I didn't have to because I'm already in that much. But for anyone trying to follow along with my management plans, you can, right? Some people close full here, which is not invalid. I think this is a mistake, right? When you trade lower risk, you're a little bit more lenient. Maybe if I didn't even close half here and I was in full, I would be pressured because the drawdown here would be heavier. So when I see the heavier drawdown, but is that the right thing to be doing? Is that the right thing to be doing is pressuring yourself based on drawdown? No, because you have to get used to bigger numbers. So now I'm just speaking my review of the trade. Then this I considered as a liquidity grab. I said I should be a seller breaking the low. I don't know if I should do it. And then I made up in my mind and said, fuck it, man. I just made the decision last second and then I just like, fuck it, I'll take it and then closed out here. And that's it. And that's it. So get out today unscathed. Man, you can't journal this DAX win. Don't become a scammer. Please explain to me how I'm scamming, bro. And what's your real name? Why don't you speak to me face to face, John? You're always coming in. You hate it from yesterday. Speak with your real name. Come face to face. You can't even have the audacity. You can't even have the audacity to come and message with your real name. You have to make a separate account. And now you want to call me a scammer. If you would have lost, you would never journaled it. I would 100% journal it. What do I have to hide? I shared everything transparently. I have to post my screenshot of the loss, so you would have seen it anyways. My screenshot is there. So how am I supposed to? You would see the position marker. So if I took it and lost again, when I take the screenshot, you'll see the loss again. So first, John, tell me your real name so I can address you properly. Right? Tell me who you are really. Come speak to me face to face first. That's the difference. John is rage baiting? Maybe, but I don't understand. Okay, no words, man. What do you mean no words? Your egoistic delusion is the most disgusting thing I've ever witnessed. Who? Me? No, now we just turn everyone. Whose egoistic delusion? Mine? You calling me egoistic delusion? Yes, me? Okay, thank you. How am I egoistic? Please explain to me how I'm egoistic. But seriously, this was not your style earlier? What was not my style, man? I don't understand. Man, this is just raised. You were very transparent. I just showed my positions, man. I just took a loss on stream and showed that. Then I decided to enter, man. If I just had my terminal in front of me, then you would see the same thing. How does it affect you? I don't get it. It's okay though. I guess I'm never right. Think call it a stream, man. People are going to be, yeah, I mean, they're just having a reason to hate when I literally took something. Today was a very busy day. A lot of positions come through, but this is just how it is, man. I've seen other streamers, I've seen other people, you know, it's absolutely nuts. I literally told you what I did today. Why would if I took this position and lost, how am I supposed to post a screenshot and not show that, right? I mean, it's gonna show in that. It's gonna show that loss. It's literally right next to each other. You can see, like, there's times where I don't manage my risk and I'm entering wrong lot sizes, and I put that there. 0.59 win, 0. Look, you can see the small 0.95. This position hit a 1-to-1, but I didn't make 1%. That's a 1-to-1 on Tradingview, but I don't make 1%, and I literally put that in my journal so people can see how much I'm literally making. 0.6%. I could call this that I made 1.5%. Right? That's almost a 1-to-1, but this would be on Tradingview 0.0 to 0.8. Right? 0 to 0.8 that would have been. But I put exactly what I make there. This, I could have said this is 1% again, but it's not. It's not. So understand that. It's very important. I think John's just trying to get attention. I want to know who he is. This is someone we know, 100%, guys. You have to read between the lines, but doesn't have the audacity to talk to me face to face, man to man. I'm here transparent on YouTube. Where are you? Why do you have to make a fake name, fake account? He opened his account yesterday. This is his account, look. Yesterday he opened his account. Just to hate. Like, what type of person do you have to be to do that? I'm actually just trying. Harry, you always focus on these haters. I'm trying to explain to them because they might be right. Like, what they're saying is right, some of the stuff. Like, people are not transparent. People are not doing these things. right? It's true. So maybe someone new is like, hey, maybe he's not. So I want to show people the bigger picture. I want to show people the bigger picture to make sure that they understand that there's more than this, you know? But sometimes maybe I try too hard. I do agree. John is from India. How can we check that? He's from India. It makes sense.
No worries, Harry. He's John.
How can we check he's from India? Doesn't say where. I bet if you took the gold buy in the background, he would have said the same thing. Exactly. That's my point, right? I could have just suddenly said, oh, by the way, I took this gold buy. I wasn't in that gold buy. I was stuck in DAX. And then I got stopped out break even on DAX. I didn't get this gold buy. I said how I could have got it. For the record, it's not me. I think it is. Because now he's back in this chat. No, I'm only joking. I'm only joking. How do you know he's from India? Missed today's trade, but I watched it back. Did not understand entries on DAX since you just based it a 1 minute recess. These type of entries bit risky. What must I do to improve one of these? This is just from like experience base. It's not really a direct setup. It's more understanding that I'm buying the pullback. I'll explain it now after stream. Let me just get out of the gulag. Anyways, guys, I appreciate you showing up. And yep, there's imbalance. I told you. Yeah, I'm wrong, brother. You are absolutely right. You're the best trader. You made instant profits. Well done, man. Congrats to you. Today you won. Amazing trading, bro. So congrats, guys. Take care. And anyone who took gold today, well done. Nice little trade there. And that's it, man. So appreciate you all. Bit of a messy day for me, but ended out okay after some battling of positions. Very hectic. Sometimes I just want to focus on my own trading to be able to come out of these unscathed. So yeah, appreciate you all. Take care and hopefully catch you guys very, very soon. All right, much love and peace. Cheers, guys.